What is happening, y'all? Welcome to another great episode of the Arrington Gavin Show. I am your host, your friend, your homie, Arrington Gavin, coming to you on this awesome day. Thank you again for listening into the program here on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk. Shout out to our listeners in the metro Atlanta area. We truly appreciate it. Continue to listen in to the program as well as just to WDJY 99.1 FM if you're in your car or online at WDJYFM.com. Again, welcome to the program, your nightly dose with the pulse of the world. Again, broadcasting Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. here again on WDJY 99.1 FM. Look, we get to delve in deep into the current events, the currents of politics, unravel the thrill of sports, and dissect the latest in pop culture and beyond. Look, we have an awesome show in store for you today. We're going to be going over so many great things. I mean, two NBA stars are kind of going head to head. One recently did apologize, but I want to impact more on that as well as check this out. Imagine getting paid six figures. You're paid six figures for flipping a cop off. Now, hear me out. I look, this is true. You probably like, Arrington, what are you talking about? Imagine you flipping an officer off and you get paid $175,000 from the state that it occurred in. Imagine that. I'll dive deep more into that as well. And check this out. Boomers are leaving, retired boomers are leaving America and to retire abroad in droves because the U.S. is just too expensive. So I already know a lot of you guys are agreeing. You're like, well, I mean, it is expensive, but doesn't mean I'm going to just retire and move overseas. Like a lot of people will say it, but then it's like when it comes to that moment, they're just like, okay, what am I saying? I'm gonna just stay here. So I'm gonna impact that as well. And we have it's a still election season. It's a huge, very intense election season between former President Donald Trump and now current Vice President Kamala Harris, who currently is the Democratic nominee. But there's a lot of people that's saying, hey, look, they want a primary. They still want an open primary. Groups are saying it. And one of those groups is Black Lives Matter. I'm going to dig deep into that as well. So again, for those who are just now tuning in, you are tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show, coming to you Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. here on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk, as well as online at WDJYFM.com and on all podcast platforms. You can stream in all digital and streaming platforms. Do me a favor, if you're listening right now, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, R Smooth Club Media. I truly appreciate that, R Smooth Club Media, because if you prefer the visual version of this program, then you will enjoy watching it on YouTube. As well as for you Rumble subscribers out there, you can find us on Rumble at the Arrington Gavin Show. Also follow us on our social media. Our Instagram page is at the Arrington Gavin Show, the Arrington Gavin Show on Instagram. So what else am I missing here? Oh, also, we could never ever continue this program without the support of our sponsors like Ingenious Gin. Ingenious Gin is a Black owned, veteran owned spirit spirit brand. It is so good. It is so smooth. Look, I'm an avid bourbon whiskey. That's my main preference. So again, hearing it for a bourbon guy to say, hey, look, try this gin out. It's really good. I'm telling you, I'm not lying. It's smooth. You can have it neat, on the rocks. It's a great cocktail mixer as well. It is it's delicious. I'm not lying to you. It is delicious. So for you gin connoisseurs and really gin explorers out there, I highly recommend Ingenious Gin. Grab yourself a bottle, go visit your local Spirit or ABC stores, wherever you're located in, or you can go online to www.ingeniousgin.com. Again, that's www.ingeniousgin.com. Please drink responsibly. Also, Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Rugged is the new smooth is their slogan, with 17 scented beard oils, beard balms, conditioning shampoos, everything you need to help make sure your facial hair is being taken care of and well maintained, as well as your skin too. It's a great brand going on almost 6 years now. Featured in Essence magazine for their 2018 holiday gift guide on, and they're featured in so many other publications. Check them out at their website, ruggedevo.com. That's www.ruggedevo.com. Or you can also follow them on all social media platforms, Rugged Evolution Beard Care on Facebook, as well as Rugged Evo on Instagram. Great brand. I happen to be an avid user. As you for those who are watching me, you see the beard that I rock. For those who are listening, hey, guess what? Your boy has a beard. I've had a beard for so long. It was always hard trying to find that great product to help take care of that beard until Rugged Evolution came into my life. So it's a great brand, great company, all natural products as well, minority owned. It's a great company. Again, I highly recommend to check them out as well. All right, y'all. Look, before we go on with our first story, we're going to take one more commercial break. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. Order our scented beard oils and beard balms to help you maintain and grow the perfect beard. Order today. Try our men's care products like the full body exfoliating cleansing bars, body wash, smooth stash, and more. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Rugged Evolution Beard Care. We're your luxury but affordable men's care line. And remember,
All right, ladies and gents, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. Again, here on WDJY 99.1 FM, Straight Talk. Look, first story of the day, as I mentioned during the intro, imagine getting paid six figures for flipping off an officer, a law enforcement. Imagine getting paid six figures for flipping off a cop. I'm not lying. Okay, so look, I'm gonna pull up for those who are watching right now. I'm gonna pull up this graphic for you. For those who are listening, stay with me as I bring up this graphic. This is insane. So this happened out of all states, Vermont. You know, Vermont doesn't get a lot of action, and I see why. Like this is hilarious. So it says here, okay, man arrested for flipping off a trooper gets $175,000 after First Amendment lawsuit. Okay, says here that the driver said he can use the settlement money to take his 88-year-old mother out for a nice dinner. Oh, isn't that sweet? So says here, Vermont man who sued saying his First Amendment rights were violated when he was arrested for giving the middle finger at a state trooper reached a $175,000 settlement. I'm telling you, man. His name is Gregory Bombard. Ended the lawsuit against the state of Vermont and the Vermont State Police trooper after giving $100,000 to Bombard and $75,000 in legal fees, according to the ACLU and Foundation of the Individual Rights and Expression, which represented Bombard. So the Vermont says here, Vermont State Police trooper, and I won't give his name, stopped Bombard in February of 2018 because he believed the driver had extended and displayed his left middle finger over his steering wheel and understood to be a negative gesture directed at him. Now, according to the 2021 complaint, Bombard denied making the gesture and was free to go. The officer told him, but when the driver pulled away, he uttered something along the lines of a-hole and F you, and flipped his middle finger. Bombard was pulled over again and arrested for disorderly conduct. Okay. So you denied the first time, Bombard. Now the second time, the officer said, I know what I heard. I caught you this time. I caught you that. Now, me personally, I thought verbally attacking an officer, because to me that's like, you're verbally assaulting him by, with the use of words. I thought that was the law. I thought that was, you're not supposed to do it. But you know what? I'm a black man. I don't try to, piss off any officers. I love all the officers. Obviously in America, you have your frustration when it comes to certain actions law enforcement takes. We've had many stories in the area. That's a whole nother story. Look, I want to focus on this article I'm reading to you all. Says here he was held in jail for over an hour where he was fingerprinted and had a mugshot taken. Bombard sued for unconstitutional and retaliatory seizures, claiming violations of the First and Fourth Amendments. Now, the defendants did not admit any guilt. According to the settlement agreement, Bombard said he hoped his suit would bring more change to the police department's policies. With the settlement, I hope the Vermont State Police will train its troopers to avoid silencing criticism or making baseless car stops, he said in a statement. And at least now I can pay my criminal attorney for defending me from the bogus charges and take my 88-year-old mother out for a nice dinner. The result of this case is bittersweet. The staff attorney with the ACLU of Vermont said in a statement, while our client is pleased with the outcome, the incident should never have happened in the first place. Police need to respect everyone's First Amendment rights, even for things they consider offensive, insulting. You know what? I already know how a lot of and a good portion of my listeners feel, for those who are watching and listening, because as a black man, if I would have done the same thing this gentleman did, now, again, I hate to bring race into this, but again, this is America that we live in. Now, this gentleman who flipped the officer off, that got paid $175,000, by the way, was the man that is not African American. So if I happen to do this, would I receive the same outcome? Even if I say, hey, this is my First Amendment right, would I? Because again, and I hate being biased like that, but I'm sorry, there are, for me, too many incidences where people of color is wrongfully either arrested, attacked, sometimes even life taken because of, I think I saw them do this. I think I saw them do that. And so now this is going to be used as, the guy flicked an officer off, called him out of his name twice, leaves with six figures, and says, I hope that they can improve the training in law enforcement. That just, it really, think about it. It gets me a bit irritated the more I think about this, because we're there's a current case right now that is extremely sad, and I haven't spoken about it on the show yet, but I will bring her name, Sonia Massey. Please remember that name. Sonia Massey is her name. I won't continue to speak on it. I want to share another show speaking on the story involving her, but just that name is going around, is obviously on TV. The officer that took this kind soul's life is in jail currently, and it's a whole nother separate topic. But what is it the fact that, okay, he disputed his the law, his First Amendment right, so that means that you could just go and call an officer, whatever, and then receive six figures, $100,000 in cash went in his pocket, 75 went to his attorney fees, but he left out there with six figures. Maybe it's a Vermont thing, because I'm pretty sure I haven't heard of a story like this in any other states. Now, you're probably like saying, Arrington, aren't you a little harsh on law enforcement because you're not in their boots? Look, I respect all law enforcement. I have family that has served in law enforcement. It is a job that is not easy for anybody. Do I believe that officers are bad? Absolutely not. Officers are here to serve and protect. When it comes to training, I do believe that training needs to be improved. I'm very vocal about that. The length of the process it is to become a cop, I think it should be extended just a little longer, because we live in a world where officers are outnumbered by criminals. So I feel as though that they bring on a lot of officers and they kind of rush into the process just so they can have the manpower. But then when you put them in a predicament, it's like, okay, they don't, it's hard to think when you're in the heat of the moment. So I totally understand. It's not easy being a security guard. It's not easy being a sheriff. It's not easy being a police officer. It's not easy being an FBI agent, Secret Service, you name it, any person in law enforcement. It is not an easy job. So please, for those who are listening, if you happen to be in law enforcement, don't think I'm coming after you personally. I am not at all. What I am coming after is, for one, yes, the training, and then the fairness. I feel as though, again, as a black man in my culture, we have mixed response when it comes to law enforcement. I do a foundation in my hometown where we bring law enforcement and the community so they can help bridge that gap between that uncomfortable experience. Right now, I'm getting a little, above, all around the place with this story, but the fact of the matter is, this guy, in my opinion, is the a-hole. Okay, you flicked off an officer twice. You called him out his name. To me, it's almost like the bully won, in a sense. I don't congratulate this guy for receiving $175,000, because you are the one that verbally attacked an officer. You called him out his name twice and you flicked him off with a gesture. To me, there needs to be some form of consequences. It does. And I'm not talking about no heavy jail time, but possibly a fine or a ticket, something in that nature. But to get 175,000, goodness gracious. You're killing me. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Yeah. So yeah, he's happy now. I wonder if he bought a lot of like Ben and Jerry's ice cream, because I think Ben and Jerry's is where or Vermont is where Ben and Jerry's factory and originated from. So I wonder if he bought some ice cream as a reward. Nah, you don't know. I don't know. Okay, as I digress on this topic, moving on. All right, we're gonna move it on to another story. Let's see here. What do we have going on? Let's see. Okay, check this out. So, former NBA star Luol Deng slams Gilbert Arenas, another former NBA star, after some offensive words was spoken about this gentleman. Let me see if I can find my notes. Let's see here. Okay, well, it says here, okay, he released a powerful statement addressing the whole ordeal. As we previously reported, Arenas faced a ton of backlash for going on an offensive rant on recently, shortly after LeBron James and Team USA squeaked by the South Sudan prior to the Olympics. Celtics legend Paul Pierce also found himself in hot water for making similar remarks during the appearance on Undisputed. Undisputed is the sports debate show on FS1, the show that what's his name? Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Shannon Sharp had originally created, but it was Skip Bayless' show. I've already had spoke about on this program before. Skip Bayless will be leaving after 8 years on the show. So recently, they've added on Paul Pierce, Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, Richard Sherman, and maybe one or two other members to that lineup. So it says here that the ex-Bulls and Lakers forward who served as president of the South Sudan Basketball Federation broke his silence on both Arenas and Pierce's controversial words directed at his native country's team, saying he wasn't upset or angry by their words, but more disappointed it came from two former colleagues he always respected. Moments like he quotes, moments like this are not for us to get upset or lash out, Deng said on Instagram. Many Africans and Black people who embrace their African heritage are working hard to bring all Black people closer by educating and sharing stories and historic moments, teaching that we have much more in common than differences. Deng thanked Pierce for apologizing for his comments, but said Arenas' reaction was more disrespectful and cruel. Personally, I don't care. Deng said, I would never trade places with anyone. Being African is special. However, for young African and African kids who admire and listen to Gilbert, these comments can make you think less of yourself and make the rest of the world less Americans. Says Arenas got wind of Deng's reaction, publicly shared his regret and harm and cause. He apologized. He since then apologized. He said, I respect you as a player and as a coach. Sorry for my disrespectful comments, Arenas said. Now, if I could find exactly the comments that was shared, he had said that I can't find it. Well, of course, I start having technical difficulties while I'm on live on my show. Well, good thing I have great listeners and viewers here. So we're gonna do a quick. Actually, no, we're gonna continue this right here. So, what was said before? Okay, what was said? Males almost lost to some. Okay, so the quote, and you can go on the phrase that was said, was criticized for a xenophobic rant. This was after a xenophobic rant following Team USA's exhibitions near loss to South Sudan. I will not repeat the words that was spoken, y'all, but again, you can go online and research that. But it was enough to spark backlash, which again, we live in a society where so many people think that they have the freedom to be fully unfiltered, to say what they want without consequences. Why do they want to be so unfiltered? They do it for attention. They do it because, I'm starting to get more looks and famous and money because I say wow stuff, regardless if I offend individuals or offend groups. I don't care. All I care about is my success, my personal benefit. And people do dumb stuff for personal gain, and they don't realize that they look stupid doing it. Because let's be honest, we live in a world, and I was just talking with some friends earlier today about how, in my opinion, movies from different countries or either TV shows, they're a lot more successful than movies and shows based in the United States. Because to me, sometimes I feel like they're recycling similar material, same theme, same style. It's like writers and directors are kind of, they need to take a breather or a break and really build up that creativity, because like we constantly see this all the time. And where I was going with that is, we live in a world where reality TV is some of the most viewed, the most popular stuff on our TV screens. So you have Love and Hip Hop, right? You have Real Housewives of A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's so many cities. I don't know which one, but the Real Housewife shows. You have the Bad Girls Club. You have literally have a streaming network that is all about like fighting each other. Zeus Network. Have you heard of it? Look it up. It's trash. Like that's all that they build and make their success on. Um, um, I mean, look how corny The Bachelor and The Bachelorette. And I could be, hey, I know there's probably a lot of fans that they're like, but I love The Bachelor. It's awesome. It's garbage. Okay. Like you literally are you think you're actually witnessing something that is true love when one individual has maybe 25 or almost 30 different contestants that they go on different dates with, lock tongues with, and then at the end, I want to get married and we're gonna live happily ever after the end. It is dumb. It's a waste of time. Like, what makes you think like this is, for one, yes, I can see it being entertaining, but don't you prefer being entertained, informed, at the same time, informed on a positive note, rather than seeing people fighting each other, fist fighting off of drama, off of petty stuff? I'm trying not to cuss right now because hey, I love my job. I love my show, love my station I'm at. But the reason I'm bringing all this to come back to this story about Gilbert Arenas, yes, Gilbert Arenas podcast, his show he's on is garnered a lot of views and is very successful. But the successful aspect of the show is the fact that he shares his unfiltered thoughts on in the sports world, on anything really. And sometimes he's going ham on it. Like he's very unfiltered with it. And that's okay. But again, this is not like the first wild stuff he said. Paul Pierce is very, very unfiltered, very wow, right? It's just you see more, you see the way he acts more now because his voice is being heard more than just his style of play, right? They're retired players. So at the time, you really didn't hear too much of Gilbert Arenas, off the field. Oh, he said this, he said that, he said that. You didn't, because you always, you probably pay attention more when he was on the court rather than outside of basketball. But now that he's, you see more of him sitting down behind a mic, similar to myself, because hey, I gotta censor myself and correct myself because I can say some stupid stuff because I don't know everything. I think I might know everything, but I don't. I absolutely don't know everything, and so I always have to correct myself because I'm like, whoa, before I mention that, because I know I have an audience. I know the impact that can, that can do if I say something very stupid and offensive. I know how that will, and plus I'm representing my wife, I'm representing my family, I'm representing this show, the station, all the platforms. I'm representing them, so I know that okay, no, this is not the way to go. So again, hey, not trying to personally attack Gilbert Arenas, because you know what, he apologized, which is him as well as Paul Pierce apologized to Luol Deng, which is the best thing to do, is take take the blame and admit your wrongdoing, which they did, and they apologize, which again I highly respect. But I just make sure y'all do better next time, man. Do better, because y'all are very successful men. Y'all have a huge platform. Acting a fool ain't always, and then on top of that, trying to be funny. A lot of these cats are trying hard to be funny. Not everybody's a comedian. That is an art. Okay, I'm friends with loads of extremely talented comedians, and that is an art form that is hard to do. Yeah, you can tell a joke here or there, but you gotta be aware. You got to be aware, and not everybody's funny. Hell, our former, not former, but President Joe Biden at the time, he said some wild stuff, trying to be funny, and it wasn't right. It wasn't. So again, you just have to be aware. All right, y'all. I'm gonna digress on that story. We're gonna take a quick commercial break. We'll come back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Don't go anywhere, and do me a favor, do not change that dial. We'll be back with more here on the Arrington Gavin Show.
Order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
Rugged is the new smooth.
All right, welcome back to the Arrington Gavin Show. I'm your guy, Arrington Gavin. I hope y'all all are still staying with me. Thank you for tuning in and staying up late to listen in on the program. So check this out. I don't know if y'all have heard, but the NBA announces TNT, Warner Brothers, Discovery did not match an agreement with Amazon Prime. Now TNT vows to take appropriate action because they're like, oh no, but I thought we had an agreement. I thought we had a deal. Nope, they did not, my friend. So it looks like NBA originally on TNT will be moving to Amazon. So it says here, this is from Yahoo Sports, as I read, after TNT announced that it submitted a matching offer to retain its NBA broadcasting rights and its intent to continue producing the beloved studio show inside the NBA. The NBA responded recently. The league said in a statement that TNT's parent company, Warner Brothers Discovery, did not match the new 11-year, $1.8 billion annual contract the NBA agreed to Amazon. Says here, Warner Brothers Discovery most recent proposal did not match the terms of Amazon Prime's video offer, and therefore we have entered into a long-term arrangement with Amazon. A statement reads, throughout these negotiations, our primary objective has been to maximize the reach and accessibility of our games for our fans. Our new arrangement with Amazon supports this goal, but complementing the broadcast, cable, and streaming packages that are already part of the new Disney and NBC Universal arrangements. All three partners have also committed substantial resources to promote the league and enhance the fan experience. We are grateful to Turner Sports for its award-winning coverage of the NBA and look forward to another season of NBA on TNT. Now, TNT vows to fight NBA's decision. TNT Sports issued a response to the NBA, declaring in a statement that it doesn't believe the NBA can reject its offer. It vowed to take appropriate action. Now, I remember Charles Barkley, one of the main stars on it is four guys. You got Shaquille O'Neal, Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Charles Barkley. All of them is a dynamic group of guys, award winning. It's a perfect relationship. It's awesome, right? I've said it here on this program a while back that if they can't reach a deal and they don't bring back that show, the NBA will see a huge drop in ratings. I personally believe that because yes, everybody goes see the game actually being played. They who's there for just to watch basketball. But sometimes, man, it's more entertaining when you hear the coverage, the commentary, right? During the game, post game, pre-game. It's the coverage that helps make it more awesome. So I'm happy that they reached a deal, but Charles Barkley had announced last season that the 2025 season will be his last. He will be retiring from TV. Not really retiring from work, because he has, I mean, retired NBA Hall of Famer. You're gonna find him. He might go into podcasting. I know he has I think he has like a vodka brand that's out now. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. But to read a little more on this, it says here again, TNT's gonna be pursuing take appropriate action, because to them they were like, hey, look, we matched her, so why are you not, like, what's the deal? I thought we had a deal. But hey, maybe they just want a new face, man. Again, it goes to those streaming platforms, and I've recently seen a jump with Amazon recently in the sports world, right? You can catch sporting events there, whether if it's football, soccer, live events, not like pre-recorded, but live. It's dope. Peacock has theirs. It's interesting how the shift in streaming platforms, and not really, cable, but streaming has really built up, right? You get your news there, you get great movies, great shows. I'm just in awe. I'm loving all of this, man. But I am excited again that they have reached a deal. And I'm excited to see what the next season will hold. Wow, would you believe TNT has held NBA broadcast rights for 35 years? ESPN, NBC, and Amazon all reached deals with the NBA for next broadcast rights season starting in 2025 under the leadership of parent company Warner Brothers Discovery and CEO David Zaslav. TNT did not reach a new deal during an exclusive negotiation window, but retained the right to match offer for competing entities, which was intact on Monday. So, we will see. We will see, y'all. I think this is gonna be great. It's 35 years is more than greatness with TNT, and to extend it on streaming platforms, because not everybody has cable. I think it's genius on the business standpoint. Hey, we will see. It will be, like I said, it will be a new facelift. So Bezos, yo, Amazon, just keep on winning there, brother. It just keep on winning. But I was excited, because at first I was getting a little worried, because I would hate to not witness seeing throughout an NBA season Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and Charles. Like it would be weird. It would be extremely uncomfortable. And even if they tried to disband them and put them in other separate, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same. So I'm very excited about that. So I don't know if you have heard, but to get a little more into the into politics, because I love my politics. I love my politics. I don't know if y'all have heard recently, but Kamala Harris is continuing to build up as far as on the finances, well over $100 million in her campaign right now. I believe it was the first ever a candidate had gained $81 million to her campaign, like the first 24 hours. So that's what it says. She's well over 100 million, and even has received endorsements not only from her own party, but from people on the other aisle too. Yes. So recently, former lieutenant governor of Georgia had openly declared that he's going to be endorsing Kamala Harris, who's a lifelong Republican, by the way. His name is what is your name? Who is he? Where is he? I can't see where his name is. Okay, Jeff Duncan. Jeff Duncan, a lifelong Republican, has stated that he will be endorsing, which he initially said he was going to be endorsing Joe Biden at the time when he was a candidate, because he had supported it and endorsed Trump in the previous term. He realized that, hey, look, there is a change happening with the Republican Party. This is not the Republican Party that I knew, and there's been a few key figures in the Republican Party that has said the exact same thing, like Liz Cheney, former Congresswoman Liz Cheney, the daughter of Dick Cheney, who was a former VP under the Bush administration. Who else? Ryan Kinzinger, I believe he's still he's very much still conservative. I don't know if he's an independent, but he's also a former congressman. It says here in an op-ed alternate, it says here former Former Georgia Lieutenant Governor explained in an op-ed published by the Atlanta Journal-Constitution early this year why he was supporting President Joe Biden at the time. He was going to be supporting Joe Biden for a bid for re-election, skewing his fellow Republicans for falling in line behind Donald Trump. He said the healing of the Republican Party cannot begin with Trump as president, which is why this November I am voting for a decent person I disagree with on policy over a criminal defendant without a moral compass. Let me tell you something. Now, here on this program, we are an independent, unbiased platform. Now, if I give you my take on an individual, that's my personal take. That doesn't mean I don't welcome people on the opposite belief system as me, because everybody is welcome. I've had on before, which I will have them on again. I've had on conservatives, I've had on liberals. I myself am an independent. I'm an independent. I am not married to any party whatsoever. I'm an independent. When it comes to, this election here, I'll be honest, I was not a fan of Biden nor Donald Trump. When it comes to politics, y'all, it can't always be about the money. For me, it's not always about the money. Yes, I do benefit off of when a Republican president is in office, right? Economy's great. It's easy on my pockets. I want to talk about taxes the whole 9 years. I'm a business owner. So yes, I see the economic value in it. But again, we can't make this money over morals things, because I'm a big advocate for world peace. I don't want to see division within our society. So for me, people that do add more fuel to the fire when it comes to the personal attacks, insulting each other, certain individuals, calling them out their name, that bashing back and forth, I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of it. Like what's the guy from Florida, Congressman Matt Gaetz, not a fan. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene out of Georgia, not a fan. Why? Because I feel as though they're just a part of that MAGA movement. First of all, make America great again. What goes in your mind when you first heard that? I'm just curious. Please leave a comment in this video, or you can leave a comment, DM on our Instagram page. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on that, because to me, I was a little uncomfortable when I heard that phrase. But enough with how I feel about Donald Trump, because I'm not a fan whatsoever. But yes, you have a strong conservative, lifelong Republican that is endorsing a decent person. Look, it's okay to disagree with each other as long as you respect other people's opinions. At the end of the day, me personally, I feel like we're all trying to push and go we all have the same common goal, but the steps getting there is totally different. So it's up to us to agree to disagree, have some kind of compromise, and let's guide it through that way. Trust and believe, both sides want a stronger border. Both sides want tax breaks. Both sides want gun control. Everything you see with what is at stake, trust and believe, everybody wants that. But you got a lot of paid politicians too, okay? You have a lot of people that got they got their pockets aligned with that corporate money, and it is ridiculous. But hey, that's them. Then you have people that actually mean well, that want to do well for their community and want to help uplift, benefit when they see issues happening within their represented area. They want to do better. They want to help uplift and want to make sure they have a safe community, a safe environment. Because a lot of people come to America for those specific reasons: for freedom, for safer outcome, for job opportunities, for the whole 9 yards. Okay, that's a fact. That is a fact right there. Let's see here. Also, the former lieutenant governor said, "I'm committed to beating Donald Trump. The only vehicle left for me to do that with is the Democratic Party. If that requires me to vote for, speak for, or endorse Kamala Harris, then count me in." That's what I'm talking about. I truly love seeing people from opposite sides like coming together for one common goal, and that's for the benefit of the American people. I'm because let's be honest, when we watched that RNC, that RNC was, they were like, okay, Trump's gonna talk about unity after he was almost nearly assassinated. Yeah, you thought. I definitely thought, because I'm like, yeah, this man almost got he almost got shot. He almost got his life taken. So I just assumed that it was gonna be a different Donald Trump. Boy, was I wrong. Boy, boy, was I wrong. Because it was the same old, let me make a personal attack on these people, this and that and the other, and let me talk for 90 minutes, bruh. 90 minutes. Goodness gracious, that whole RNC, man, was to be it was interesting. It was interesting. You had Hulk Hogan taking his shirt off, doing his whole "what you gonna do, brother." You had Kid Rock rapping. Don't know what the hell he was saying. You had what's the so-called rapper and influencer Amber Rose. She spoke. I mean, it was interesting. That's all I will say. It was interesting. Extremely interesting. Hopefully the DNC, I hope y'all don't try and do anything compared to that, because that was a lot. And I watched it all, because a lot of people say, Arrington, are you how can you watch all, like a lot of my liberal friends, like, how can you watch all that? First of all, I'm a news buff. I watch all news platforms. I watch far left-leaning liberal news platforms. I watch far right-leaning conservative platforms. I watch it all. Stuff doesn't bother me. I like the news. I enjoy commentary. I love getting different takes on things. But look, I am a middleman. I'm a middle guy. So regardless, I know it's BS on both sides. That's my take on it. And I have friends that work on each side, and they're doing awesome things. That's not a personal attack to them. That's just a personal attack of who's up in leadership. And as a whole, you kind of get it. The whole political strategy wise gets a little old. But as I digress to read a little more about this gentleman, I mentioned that the former lieutenant governor had backed Trump in 2020, but was horrified by Trump's attempt coup. He endorsed Biden in May, and now he wrote like he's backing Kamala Harris. So again, it's still looking, it's looking pretty decent for Kamala Harris. But here's the difficult part. So there are still other individuals and groups that are not on board with Kamala Harris. Now, the first thing you heard was that a lot of the black women did a call. They raised $1.5 million in one night. Awesome, right? The next day it was one for the men. They raised about 1.3 million in that hour. Most of black people are team Kamala, but there's still a good number of to me more than just a good number of people within the black community that is not a fan of Kamala Harris. I mean, you see it. Look, check this out. Black Lives Matters demands primary. They call out the Democratic Party for of being hypocrites, because they want to see a virtual primary. They are not on board with Kamala Harris. That's clear as day what that says right there. And I was just like, whoa, this is really getting intense right here. So Kamala Harris is a former district attorney out of the state of California. At the time when she was a DA, she was she had arrested quite a number of men of color for really marijuana crimes. I'm talking like serious jail time for marijuana. So it's obviously that's one of the big issues and things that a lot of politicians are fighting for when it comes to criminal reform, because they're like, no way in hell should you be serving a sentence the same length as a guy that took out that is on for murder, right? That's crazy. Why are you serving the similar jail time? That's not right. So, and it's not, because marijuana, hey, I'm not crazy about it. I truly believe that you have benefits from it, and then you also have not good benefits from it. that's just my opinion. I feel like there's a group that it has its medical benefits that can help out people with issues with that if they're not wanting to lean towards pharmaceutical prescription drugs, but marijuana has its benefits. Now, again, people can abuse abuse marijuana. There are groups that abuse marijuana, and in my opinion, I'm like, all right, what's your take? What's your reason? Like, I mean, I remember watching Friday, and Bernie Mac. It was a scene where Bernie Mac was a pastor. He said, "Hey, let me hit that. You know, from my eye, I got cataracts. You know, they start making up a reason why they need to puff pass, if you know what I mean." But anyway, I'll digress. Let me read a little more on this article. So it says here, Black Lives Matter statement. This is actually on the Black Lives Matters website. Black Lives Matters statement on Kamala Harris securing enough delegates to become Democratic nominee. Now, it says here that Black Lives Matters demand that the DNC immediately host an informal virtual snap primary across the country prior to the DNC convention that's happening in August. We call for the Rules Committee to create a process that allows for public participation in the nomination process, not just a nomination by party delegates. The current political landscape is unprecedented, with President Biden stepping aside in a manner never seen before. This moment calls for decisive action to protect the integrity of our democracy and the voices of Black voters. Now, again, Black Lives Matter is not politically affiliated with any group. They're not Republicans. They're not Democrats. Their focus is Black people. So they can be Black conservatives that they're patient for, Black independents, Black libertarians, Black Democrats, you name it. So to read a little more, let's see. It also reads, okay, let me look at my time too. I want to get a message from one of the group leaders. Okay, so one of the Black Lives Matter leaders said, this is not an attack on Kamala Harris or Black women. And right now, we aren't questioning Kamala Harris' qualifications or capabilities. This is about the nominating process. Those of us who care about the principles of democracy cannot be serious about installing Kamala Harris and an unknown vice president as the Democratic nominee without any semblance of a people power process. Not delegates and party elites, but actually asking communities across the country if they believe this should be the Democratic ticket. Anything less is unserious in the quest of democracy. Democracies are stronger when political parties operate with primary systems that allow for genuine participation. We demand, we demand yada yada. Okay, so here's my take on this. Okay. I personally feel that this is I hear their reason. Their reason is that they want to have a fair process. But here's my thing. Here's my take. It's freaking almost 3 months into the election. Why cause this hoopla? Well, and what they did say they want to have before the DNC. But again, I just feel like for the timing, y'all just don't have that kind of time. Y'all don't have that kind of time. Voters don't have that kind of time. They are like, look, I'm sticking with it. I'm on it. That's what we're trying to do. Now, are they right saying that all Black voters are from all areas? You want to have a fair election where they can choose. But look, what if you do that process, you have 7 people and they can't choose between, like, I'm just saying, like, you sometimes I feel as though it's our own people that prevents us from really trying to push and motivate and do great things. Because to me, I'm not crazy about this statement. I'm not crazy about this statement. I feel as though that rather than trying to be a part of, no, we're not crazy about. We want to have a fair. No, we want to have fair no matter what. Okay, so what if they already had a DNC? I mean, after the DNC, you're just gonna like say, okay, bump it. We're not gonna vote for her, even though she's she received all the delegates, so she's pretty much the nominee. So are you gonna say, nah, I don't want to? I'm not gonna support because it wasn't fair. Is that, come on, y'all? Like, here's your options right now: Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. Y'all decide. Y'all decide. Who would you rather support? Who would you rather? Exactly. I'm just saying, like, it's to me, we don't have time for the back and forth. We don't have time for, I'm not crazy about this. Is not, I'm sorry, it's just that kind of time. She's already served as VP. She's already served as VP. Again, I've told before, not all people of color, not all black people are on board with Kamala Harris, but best believe when it gets to voting day, if she's a nominee, let's see what they vote for. Seriously. You have a lot of undecided voters that have a stress relief because, I mean, Biden was struggling cognitively. He was. You can see it clear as day. He was. Now, I totally again hear Black Lives Matters because they're not the only ones. There's politicians that will want a fair process. There's many voters that would love to have an open convention, an open primary. There's tons of people that will want that. But me personally, again, I'm talking about timing. I'm talking about the timing. Any form of hiccups, man, it to me is a win for the opposing party, and it's a win for Trump. So the more y'all do this is ammo for him. That's benefiting him. He's like, look, they can't even get along. We got this in the bag. Like that is me. That is what I think. But we will see. The DNC is supposed to be happening August 19th. I think it's August 19th through the 22nd. And we will see how it looks from there. But again, it's looking real sharp for Kamala Harris. Like, money wise, she's solid. She's been very vocal now. She's not the whole, where's Kamala now? No, everybody's seeing a lot of Kamala now. Because when she was in office, they were like, okay, they got a muzzle on her or something. Like she's really quiet. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? People from opposite sides are going hand with the personal attacks. You know why? Because that's a fear tactic. They're scared because they're like, oh crap, what are we gonna do now? That's what that is. Whenever anybody personally attacks you, y'all, because they're scared, they fear you. Ignore those fear attacks because there's so many people attacking her character, appearance. It's disgusting, man. It's disgusting. Men and women are doing it. And you know what? They're doing it because they don't have a life. Okay? They have obviously don't have a life because if you have better things to do, like, oh, let me just attack an individual. Come on, y'all. Grow up. Makes me sick. Look, y'all. There was another story I did not get to speak on the show, but I'll speak on the next one. But until next time, my friends, look, y'all take care. Continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin show every weeknights here on WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk at 11 p.m. Okay, 11 p.m. as well as you can listen online to WDJYFM.com and in all streaming and digital platforms. I truly appreciate it. Look, y'all take care. God bless. I will see y'all next time. And yeah, that's all I got for y'all. So yeah, y'all be easy. Stay safe out there. Don't do anything else.